Welcome back, everybody, to Nerd News. I'm Eric the Brown, and thanks for tuning in if you're here. But I wanted to talk about first of all two other trailers. I know everybody's gearing up for the new Infinity War, and it's going to be amazing, and it's selling tickets like crazy. But I want to look a little bit past that to May and June to two other titles that are going to be coming out. Both of them, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, are also, I should say, Disney properties. They are the Incredibles 2 trailer and the Han Solo trailer, which were both amazing. Um, just a fan standpoint, I was really hyped up for the Incredibles trailer. That's probably one of my most anticipated movies of all time, other than I guess Avengers, which I never thought I would actually see. But the Incredible trailer kind of highlighted. It was kind of a flip thing where Elastigirl is kind of the face of superheroes in this new era of superheroes coming out and becoming a regular thing in the Incredibles. And so this one actually takes place right after the first Incredibles, so it's actually continuing. And people are just like, it's been years later, and I'm like, well, in the cartoon movie age, no, it's been only a few weeks or a few months or whatever in between there. But it's been a short time between the first movie and the second movie where technically superheroes are still outlawed, but they're trying to like work that back into it where Elastigirl is pulling missions for I guess like the for agency or whatever, and mm, uh, Mr. Incredible, he's kind of just sitting home raising the kids and trying to keep control of Jack Jack because you know Jack Jack has all types of different powers. So that trailer was really funny, and it kind of ended with the Frost, the Samuel Jackson character, kind of grabbing his suit like, yeah, all right, I'll be there, and you know his wife kind of yelling at him, which is a staple for if you ever seen the first movie. So Han Solo trailer was it was pretty good. I liked it. Han Solo being one of my favorite characters in Star Wars ever. I my hype for this movie is pretty high. I want it to be great. Like I need it to be great. And what I saw was greatness from this trailer. A lot of like I think you see like Chewie hugging his dad, and I was like, man, I would love or elder Chewbacca character. Um, and you kind of see the banter form between Han Solo and Chewie, where he's just like, "What? You're 109 years old? Like, man, you look great." And you see Lando, he's kind of at the table, and it's like, "Oh, is this going to be the moment where he wins the Millennium Falcon?" Like, yeah, uh, it's a lot of stuff where it's just like I want to see this because of course if you're a fan of Star Wars, they've alluded to this many a times on Star Wars with the Kessel Run and him getting the him winning the Falcon from Lando in that card game. Is like, yeah, we want to see that as fans, you know, kind of how Han Solo became so Han Solo-ish, you know, kind of shoot first, ask questions never type of mentality. And you actually see Woody Harrelson like giving him advice, like just so you know, don't trust anybody. You go into it making sure, thinking that everybody's gonna betray you, and that's how you live from day to day. As like of course Han Solo becomes a smuggler, so like that's the life you live in. That's the type of mindset you gotta be. But of course, like it's not really him because like Chewie eventually becomes his best friend and his right hand man. So he didn't think everybody was going to betray him. So um, so I wanted to switch over right to God of War. So switch over to some game news. God of War is like the reviews are coming out for God of War for the PS4. People are loving it, and as of right now, it is the highest ranked PS4 game ever. So that's a pretty big thing, seeing as that Horizon Zero Dawn was like a phenomenal game, but like God of War is outdoing it. People are loving it. It's getting great reviews, and that brings me to it flows right into my next story with Phil Spencer. He's like, being like one of the most stand up, honest dudes in the gaming industry wise. He's just like, man, you know what I want to do? I want to congratulate Sony on those God of War reviews, because like that's pretty amazing. Looks like that's gonna be a great release for Sony, and I commend them. And I was like, man, that's like class right there. Like Phil Spencer, man. Like I love that he's all about games. Like even though he's like a Microsoft spokesman, I speak for Microsoft, this, that, and the other. He's still a gamer at heart. So it's just like, yeah, man, I just love seeing great games, and he loves seeing other companies do good because that pushes his company to do better. You know what I mean? Like so, he even said like they're gonna start releasing the first party system. The first party games for the Xbox is gonna be releasing soon, and he's like it's gonna be amazing. So that's probably something we're gonna see later on in E3 this year. Just like releases and like I'm I'm hoping that Xbox um just keeps hitting out release, and that they start to do a little. I know that it's like early in the game, but they start to do a little something with the Xbox One X. Like I know they said like that system was gonna be just a high end system that would still play Xbox One games. Well, I just want like one game that actually utilize the power of that system, so that we can really see what it does, and that would be great to see with my own eyes. And like if people out there realize like the power of the system. So like they keep saying the system is so powerful, but you don't understand it until you actually see a game that utilizes that utilizes that power, the strength of that system. Like it doesn't make sense. So I mean, like Phil Spencer, awesome guy. I would love to meet him in person. Um, Minecraft for Nintendo Switch will have Xbox Live achievement points. This is a real story. um, so the Xbox Live achievement points, I'm not sure how the system is going to work. Like, are you going to be able to sign in with your gamer tag onto a Switch so that you can get these things? Because well, it has to be some type of attachment to it. Because like when you do your PC stuff, they have like you can do Xbox Live games and you still get that, but you have to log in with your gamer tag. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, but seems pretty cool. Like, because the Switch is a great system, and like it shows that Microsoft and Nintendo are kind of working together, and it would be awesome for them to like get some like titles together. Just be like, you know what, we're gonna put this on the Switch because it's a really cool system. We want to see how the portability of this works, and it would be awesome to see them kind of collaborate on something, and like for it to be like a new genre in gaming where it's like, you know what, uh, systems are gonna do like cross exclusives with certain titles. So it's like, oh, you may see like some crazy Mario game on the Xbox. That'd be, I doubt it, but that would be pretty cool to see. I'll probably never see it in my lifetime or ever, you know. So, as you know, a couple days ago, Fortnite servers were down, and so what they did was the praise of Fortnite. They actually was like, you know what, we apologize for it being down. We had to do the update. As I mentioned in my other video, they had to do that update. So they apologized with giving people free loot. So so it's a pretty cool concept, like, we messed up, that was our fault. I mean, you shouldn't get penalized. So here's free stuff for you to use in the game, which is really cool of them. I mean, right now, Fortnite is probably one of the most heavily streamed games in on Twitch right now and on YouTube Gaming. Like everybody's playing it. It's a phenomenal game and it's doing great, and I'm glad to see it's doing great. Um, but another thing I wanted to talk about the Switch was um, Valkyrie Chronicles 4 is coming to the Switch. So Valkyrie Chronicles in Japan, only in Japan right now. So Valkyrie Chronicles 4 is coming to the Switch in Japan, and what it is that you know, it's a Japanese title, and a lot of them don't come to America. A lot of the time they come to like the PSP and like, so this is where it gets like interesting because the Switch is a portable and a console system. So like it'll be getting titles like For example, Luminous is coming out for it, which was first seen on the PSP. So like that's where you get this great cross point with this system where you can have a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild and then also have a game like Luminous and Valkyrie Chronicles. Like it creates a bigger space for Nintendo to play in and for their games to come out. So like right now the titles for the game where it already has a great library of games. So this was is only going to help increase that library of games, especially something like Valkyrie Chronicles that it's not really big here in America, but it's great. It's big in Japan, of course. But it's great that they're having this diversity where it's like, oh, Valkyrie Chronicles, oh, Luminous, like that's a puzzle game, right? So if you're not familiar with Luminous, it's a music-based puzzle game with sounds. So like it's basically you make these type of boxes and then it matches with the music and the music keeps going and then it changes and shifts. So it's really interesting. It's really challenging to your mind and to like the sounds and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see that coming out. I was actually when the PSP first came out, that was the only game I had. So I kind of played that back to back, front to back, side to side all day. So it's interesting to see that coming to the Switch because I'm most likely gonna get that game, and it should be released in May, which is actually next month. So it's gonna be something to look out for. I really like looking at that game. Um, Sega is gonna be releasing a mini of the Mega Drive. So it's gonna do the Nintendo route where it's gonna actually officially commercially release a miniature of the Sega Mega Drive. So which is awesome. A lot of people can go back and play those classic games that was on the Drive, and it's gonna be in mini form, which I think they should probably do with a lot of the old systems, like and just like you know what, re-release that stuff, have the younger generation play those games and realize where gaming came from and where it is now to see the evolution and play those great games because those this man like even on the Super Nintendo and the regular NES those minis had some great titles on there. I mean Secret of Mana, man, God, Link to the Past, Contra Alien Corps, uh, Contra Alien Core, not Corpse, but I think it was actually Contra 3 Alien War. But like those are some classic games like that. Gamers like myself have spent hours on. So it'd be good to see a younger generation grab those games and enjoy them. Um, so BioWare actually made some comments about the cancellation of and Mass Effect Andromeda. So it was like a quote that Casey Hudson released saying that it was a defining moment for their development of Anthem. So here's actual something he posted on his blog, and it says this is his words quote. When I returned to Bioware last summer, Mass Effect Andromeda had been released, and there was a significant movement among players asking for a story DLC. That would answer questions surrounding the fate of the Quarians. As you know, we were not able to deliver story DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda as this was as frustrating for us as it was for players, and it has nothing. It I'm sorry, and it was something we knew we had to solve in the future games. That experience ultimately became a defining moment for refocusing BioWare's mission. We need to delight players with new experiences, innovation, but we must stay focused on the importance of world, characters, and storytelling elements that players experience in our games. And our games must be designed to continue delivering new stories and experiences in an ongoing relationship with players, the world, or evolving together. It is in that spirit that we are working through production of Anthem, a game designed to create a whole new world of story and characters that you can experience with friends in an ongoing series of adventures. It will be unlike anything you've played, but if we do it right, it will feel very distinctively BioWare. So that was a pretty cool quote. Because I know a lot of people out there like myself was so disappointed with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like I had to struggle to play through it, and even when I wanted to, like, most of the time when I play Mass Effect, I play it as a man, then I play it as a woman. I make completely different decisions on each side. But like this one, I had to struggle just to play through it once, and then after I was done, I didn't want to play it anymore. And if they had released story DLC, I probably would have tried it out, but honestly, like it was hard. It was hard to get through that first playthrough, so I probably would have been like, yeah, I don't really want to play through that again. The characters, the story, I mean, like it was just dull all over, and like the glitches and like all the crazy stuff, and like I didn't even like the online component. Like it just felt tacked on and boring. So it was definitely something that if you had seen it, you probably don't want to really get around to messing with. So No Man's Sky has a date for June the first. I believe it's at the summer the first day of June. First day of summer, June 21st, I think it was. Um, for No Man's Sky to release on Xbox One. Um, I for one, I'll gonna play it again. Like I wasn't too impressed with No Man's Sky when it first came out, but they've done a lot of updates to it, and it's actually pretty decent now. Um, I uh, I still I don't have it on my PS4 anymore. I kind of just traded it in because when I first played it, so I'll probably grab it back on the PS4, see it play it, and then try it on the Xbox One just to see how it goes with that one. Um, yeah, it's interesting, but it's kind of a wait and see thing to see if they do anything better. Bioshock. It looks like there's a new Bioshock game in development. So if you actually played the original three Bioshocks, which are available in the actual package of one, two, and three, the story kind of finishes itself within those three games. So it's pretty self-contained. So the first Bioshock, and then the second one, and then the actual third one happens before the first one. But that story loops into the first game, and it becomes this whole little ecosystem where you see how everything got started. So it's like that story was contained in those three games. So I'm thinking for this new iteration that is gonna actually be a completely new story with completely new characters, and it's gonna be something that's outside of that enclosed space, because they kind of finished those games off pretty solidly, and that three game arc kind of just like Mass Effect. It was like it was self-contained in those three, and they're probably gonna have to do another, like, a type of offshoot story to start that one for the new one, because it just doesn't make sense to try to fit it into that story. Like that story ended, and it ended geniusly. So, but that's it for this episode. I'm Eric the Brown. You can catch me on my Twitter page at edog. That's EDAWG11885. So you can catch me on there and hit me up. If you like the video, subscribe, hit the little bell so it knows when I'll be dropping new videos every Tuesday, Sunday, and Thursday. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.